Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I'm just sitting this Saturday afternoon doing some crochet. I usually do this in the morning, but I haven't had much time this morning and I've been out walking to the post office. I'm having a cup of tea as well. At the time I did all that and had my lunch and all that, and because I'm usually doing little things. The little things are what I want to make. This is order, so I think this one's for my book here. This is one of the yarn bag with the loop. This is for Dawn, the grey and white she asked for. So it's one of these. This is my bag that I've got. Now I've got the two, the grey and the white in there with the loop on. You don't want to have a button on that loop so you can loosen it. Because if you're using a ball of wool and you're putting it through a loop without a button on to open it, it means you can't get your wool out of there unless you cut it off. If for any reason you need to take it out, you wouldn't be able to. That's why I put a button on so you can loosen the loop. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, one of these. My hook. So I've got the bottom, the flat part done on the bottom. You know, that's the separating, where you separate the base from the sides. That little one row that I do. So that I've just started this afternoon. Now I'll show you what else I have done, because I am on a rant again. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. I have done a little bit more of this one. I have that's the back. I've got one sleeve, and I've managed to match up the sleeves with the back for those stripes. Now I only have enough left in my little there. I only have enough left to do the front, so I can't mess about with it. I've just got to hope that when I start knitting it that I get I'll try and work it out so that I get the colours in the same place, and if I have to cut any off it'll come up for the V. I'm making a V-neck for this one because I have just a little bit more of the wool of what's in the back, which doesn't leave me much to do. If I want to do a little placket down the front, it doesn't leave me enough to do that, because this is rather one of those balls that hasn't got as much metres on. There was only 250 metres, I think, on this ball, and it did weigh 100 grams. I did weigh it to make sure, but it just hasn't gone as far as what some of the 100-gram balls do. So I'm making a V-neck, this into a V-neck, and I will try and get those stripes to match across the top. The best I can do anyway. So that's what I would have been doing, but Leans, I hadn't had time to do any crochet this morning. I'm doing it this afternoon. As the crochet are orders, but these are just things I'm doing to sell myself when I want to. So that's how much I've done of that. And I did a little bit more of my own last night. It's getting longer. It's not far off up to the armholes. So I'll be finished that one before long. Get a little bit more of that done tonight. I'll put that down and put it back in the bag. And that's all I've done of that. But what I am on about today is another rant about AB. Now, I'm going to have a drink of my tea until my mouth will get dry if I start rambling on and getting annoyed. I'm putting it up on my windowsill, and I am sitting. The reason I'm sitting where I am is because I have a radiator here. You can see the radiator there. It's lovely and warm. When I'm sitting, you can see across the room there where my settee is. When I'm sitting over there, I'm always cold and I have to use I have a little heating blanket. I put a crochet blanket on my knee and then put the heating blanket on top because, you know, the heat marks your legs. We used to call it, someone else said this in a comment about corned beef legs. That's what they called it. But when I'm sitting over here beside this radiator, it's lovely and warm. That's why I want to be in my workroom when my little couch comes, because I'm sitting right next to the radiator up there, and it is a smaller room because this is a large room and I only have that one radiator to heat the whole room, and the fire is useless. You have to be sitting on top of it to feel the heat of it. But anyway, that's the reason I'm sitting here where I am instead of on my settee. Maybe if I could get my settee, but I have a door behind me, so I can't put my settee along here, or I would be sitting next to the radiator. But anyway, my rant about eBay. You know, I told you all recently, probably anyone who's a seller on eBay will know about this, about they dropped their selling fees. Now, we thought it was too good to be true that, you know, there was nothing else going to happen, that they just dropped the fees. And because I used to sell my knitting patterns, it used to be £2.65, the same as what I charge on Etsy, because I have selling fees on Etsy. But I dropped the price down to £2.50 on eBay when they dropped the selling fees. Now, they have decided that they are going to add, not to the sellers, but to the buyers, in insurance. They call it an insurance. Buyer's insurance, or buyer's protection, that's what they call it. Now, that protection has a 75 pence standing charge, plus I'm not sure how much, what percentages is, but they are charging 7 pence on top of my patterns for £2.50. They are charging 7 pence. I don't know what percentage that is. So anyone buying my patterns now, it is costing them another 82 pence on top of the £2.50 that I charge. I don't get any of that. It all goes to eBay. This is their way of getting their money back for dropping the fees, but they are making more than what they were making on the fees before, because when I used to sell a pattern for £2.65, I used to get £2 from eBay. So that meant eBay got the other 65 pence. But what they are doing now, when I sell a pattern now, they are getting 82 pence. And that is just on one pattern. If somebody buys 2 patterns, they are charged that 75 pence twice, plus the percentage, whatever it is. So the more things they buy, the more eBay is going to get. Because when I sold more than one thing, my fees dropped because they charged a 30 pence standing charge, but that was on an order. Didn't matter how many things people had in that order, I was only charged that 30 pence once, as well as the rest of the percentage. I think it was 12.8, nearly 13%. That's what their fee was. So they are making an awful lot now with this buyer protection. And this buyer protection, as far as I'm concerned, they had that before. They don't need to charge. This is the customer they're charging, not me. I don't get any of it. It all goes to eBay. So someone buying my pattern now, instead of costing them £2.50, it's costing them £3.32 pence for one of my patterns. And I don't like that. What they call buyer's protection, they had before they started charging this extra insurance for it. Because if anyone complained or they didn't get their pattern, or not particularly my things, anything, if they didn't like what they got or it didn't come, it was lost in the post or something like that, eBay just refunded them and took the money off the seller, back off the seller. So that was the insurance they had. They don't need to put this on, but it's really annoying me, because I'm going to read to you what someone has ordered from me. on my, wait till I find it. I click on my orders. Now there was a lady bought 2 patterns from me, which I get £5 because she bought two £2.50 patterns. But when I click on it, it brings me down to how much, for that £5 I'm getting for those patterns, that lady was charged £6.64. She has a buyer protection fee was on that £5 was £1.64, and it's going to go up and up the more that people buy. I think it's disgusting. I am thinking of taking everything off eBay and just relying on Etsy. I know I'm going to lose that extra I get, but I just do not like what eBay are doing. And I think they do this on Vinted. I'll have another drink of my tea. I know the seller, the marketplace of Vinted, I think it's called. They do a similar thing as that, but I don't think they charge as much as what eBay is charging. And like I'm saying, I just do not like it. For them to drop our fees and they're more or less adding them onto the buyer, which is just not right. I think a lot of people are going to be leaving eBay, like small sellers like myself will probably be looking for other places. I have been starting to look for other places where I could start selling instead of eBay. I've looked, someone mentioned Marlu, I think it was, mentioned Folksy. I have looked on there and I'm actually thinking about it. But if anyone wants my patterns for the £2.50 instead of paying all the extra that eBay is asking, all you need to do is send me a private message, an email. My email is in the description box on my videos. You just need to send me an email, and you can either pay, there is a link to my PayPal on my YouTube channel. There's a link to PayPal, or I will send you my bank details if you prefer bank transfer. Or you can even send cash, but that will cost you postage to send cash to me. But if they want to do it that way, just send me an email and I will post them out to you myself and not bother about eBay, because it's really annoying me. It's been annoying me since I first heard about this, and it's only just started to come onto my account where I can now see what people are actually paying. And I think a lot of other people will be thinking the same as me, and there'll be a lot of customers will stop going to eBay because of that, because they're going to pay all that extra for. It's just on private, like small sellers like myself, the bigger ones, like the companies, like the big companies that sell wool and other things like that. They already pay for something like that themselves. So people aren't charged any extra for whatever they buy from them, but it's the likes of us, the small sellers. So I am definitely thinking about looking for somewhere else. Probably going to take things off eBay and maybe start putting them up onto Etsy instead. I'm just going to have to pay the fees on Etsy, but I'm starting to look for other places to sell. One somewhere like Folksy, I think, can charge you a monthly fee. And that's for everything you put up. It doesn't cost you anything else, any fees or anything off when you sell anything. I think that's the way it works. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm going to have to look it up. And something else that eBay are doing, which I do not like. I used to get paid from eBay. I had it set. When I first started on eBay, I was getting paid straight away as soon as, I sold something. The money was going there into my account. But it was taking up a lot. I write on my tax return things, I write everything down in a ledger, and I have my incoming, what I make on one side of the ledger and the expenses on the other. Well, with getting this all the time, it was taking up too many rows on the paper, so I changed it to weekly. So I was getting paid every Tuesday from AB, which I didn't mind. I wasn't in need of the money straight away. But eBay now have decided that they are going to pay 3 monthly. It's going to pay January, April, July and October. Unless you ask them for your money sooner, that's what they're doing. Well, I've just been letting mine go because I'm not in need of it. I'd ask it if I wanted it. I think I'll let it go until they paid me in January. But now they have decided that you have to put tracking on everything or they are not going to pay you for 2 weeks, for about 15 days, I think it is. If you don't put tracking on, they aren't putting the money into your account. They're waiting for 15 days. But even with tracking, I have sent some things with tracking and it's over a week and I'm still waiting for the money to go into my account on AB. I haven't, applied for it. It's, the account that stays on AB. And on my phone, I'll tell you, there's quite a few orders I've got here that I am not waiting till the end of the month before I'm getting any money off them. Put it on here. It's selling orders. I have had ones I've sent out today anyway. I won't be getting those funds. There's one order here. I won't be getting paid till the 1st of March. Another order the 28th of February. Another order the 28th of February. Another order 28th of February. Oh, I got one. I put tracking on one and it has just been put into my account, my AB account today. But that was a week ago when I sent that one. There's another one. It says funds pending. That's what it says. 24th of February. Another one, 24th of February. Another one, 23rd of February. Oh, I had that one's gone in. I had one went in yesterday. Another one pending. Oh, the one that went in yesterday, I must have had tracking on it. But that was still about a week when I sent it. In fact, I think it's more than a week if I clicked on it. Oh, yes. Buyer paid on the 8th of February. Now, I put tracking on it, but it still hasn't gone in my account until the 14th. That's 6 days. Another one, 23rd of February. Another one, 23rd of February. 22nd of February. All the ones before that have all been paid because that was before they added all that on about when they're going to pay you. So I've got quite a few orders that the money is pending. The customer has paid, but they aren't paying me until, because you can't put tracking on an envelope. That's what I send, a letter with a pattern in. It goes in an ordinary letter with a second-class stamp. To get tracking on that, it's like a registered letter and it costs you more than what I'm getting for what I'm selling. That's another reason I want to be off eBay. And but I will put tracking on second class. I didn't realise it was quite cheap to put just tracking without a signature. It only cost me 20 pence extra on a second class parcel. But one of the ones I have put I thought it was about the same on a large letter, but I sent a large letter, one of the ones that's actually the money's in my account now. And I think it cost me 70 pence to put just tracking without signature on a large letter. Why does it cost that on a large letter and only 20 pence on a parcel? But it costs a lot more to put it on first class, and if you want a signature, it's well over £1. So I will add that 20 pence. I don't mind adding that 20 pence on a second class one without a signature. So that's something else to add to the rant from EB. I'm just so annoyed. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to finish my cup of tea before it gets cold. So thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you again sometime with another rant. So bye for now.